What's up, everybody? Welcome into another edition of Owner's Box SuperFlex Fridays. I am your host, Ben. I am joined once again by Avery. At this point, I don't know. I don't know if Travis is like ever gonna come back on at this point. I don't know. I gave him a pass last week for the whole Mega Millions lottery incident, but he has once again not returned. So I think it's just Ben and Avery from here on out. Avery, I know you went to Detroit last weekend for the golf tournament. How are you doing this week?
Good. I can confidently say I'm not close to as good as those guys. So that was a nice little knockdown there. They're awesome to watch live. But no, I think this is an awesome slate, and I feel horrible about the guys I've picked. So I don't know how that's going to work. But I'm glad we have some really good games tonight. At least I'll say that.
Yeah, I think we need to partly take credit for Dan Vogelbach's just like absolutely on fire since joining the New York Mets. I feel like we kind of manifested that talking about him a few weeks ago before he got traded. But yeah, I think it's a fun slate as well.
Yeah, his Dan Vogelbach's rise to superstardom has been fun to watch these past couple of days.
Yeah, and like that's totally the guy that like New York people will just like love that guy. So
Yeah.
I'm happy that he's doing well.
If only he was a little more Italian, he would run that city.
Yeah, he would take over. That actually probably would be like too much power. Like he would just be doing whatever he wants. So maybe it's a good thing.
Yeah,
But
no one man should have all that power. You're
exactly,
definitely right about that.
exactly. If you guys have never played on Owners Box Fantasy, it's super fun. It's gonna be really fun for football. The thing that kind of separates them, they don't have your normal positions, catcher, first base, all that. They have four infielders, three outfielders. They have a super flex. You could play two pitchers. You'll be able to play two quarterbacks in football. You can see right there on the sidebar, if you go to Owners Box Fantasy, sign up using promo code Karma, you'll get $5 to play tonight in a contest, and then you'll get $25 added to your account upon your first deposit. They have a $5 tournament posted for tonight. So, you sign up, use the code, you'll get a free entry into that. I'll be playing in that tonight. Let's go ahead and dive in. We're going to talk about our favorite options at all the positions. We'll finish up a pitcher and then do home run calls. We both now have hit a home run call. So we're going to go for three podcasts in a row
We're
of,
two for we're two for our last two, right?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
heating up. So let's start at infield here. Who is your favorite kind of like upper tier or expensive infielder on Friday night?
So I'm not. I have three players that I really like here, and I spent up for. I don't want to take your guess. I'll just say my one right now. I'm gonna go with Pete Alonso going up against Ian Anderson. There's three games that I like to fly over in this slate, and I think this Mets Braves game definitely going to be one of them. So Pete Alonso, big reverse splits guy. He has 286 against righties. 22 of his 29 bombs are against them. 73 of his runs that he's batted in are against righties. At this point of the year, I don't think Ian Anderson really presents a challenge to this Mets lineup. He probably should be in AAA if I'm being honest, and if we are looking at his numbers and how he's pitched recently. 380 weighted on base average, 153 weighted runs created plus against righties. So I like Pete Alonso.
I will never complain about Pete Alonso being touted. One of my most owned players, I would say. So I think that's a good fall, and I think the Mets are in a good spot as well. So I can definitely get behind that. I don't know. My guy's Brennan Lau. Is that one of your other two that you like?
No, no.
Okay, okay. So good. So I like Brennan Lau. This is someone I've played a lot recently, kind of since he came back from injury. He always hits right-handed pitching well. Detroit, their bullpen isn't great either. He homered last night. He's kind of been heating up. And I think in general, I think the Rays are kind of in a decent spot tonight. So he's my favorite spend up. Who are the other two that you like? Just
I
you
like
know.
Machado and Vlad because those are the games I think are going over today.
Okay.
So they're all around that 52, 5,300. I in my lineup that I've played today, they're all in it.
Yeah, I think the Machado's interesting. I mean, they're kind of uh I mean, the Dodgers are favored in that game, but I'm not gonna really complain about like this Padres offense is just insane right now. I mean, I don't like how can you even pitch to them? Like how could you attack them in a playoff series?
Yeah, it would be wild. And Tony Gonsolin hasn't been great since the All-Star game where he got beat up. So
Yeah, you got
I don't.
shellacked.
I would sprinkle on the Padres a little today. So I do like them.
All right. We can head down here like for value. There's a couple guys I like. I'm curious to hear who you like.
I usually like to go more value than this, but I just liked a lot of the infield guys compared to the outfield guys today. Brandon Drury is going to be my he's 42, so it's a little more than you'd hope for, but pretty much in any build, you can get a guy like this in there because of the opportunity too. He's hitting 5-hole the last 2 days. He doesn't hit right-handers as well as lefties, but he did hit that grand slam against righty the other day. And again, this is a game where I think that it's going to fly over the total. So just having a guy in this Padres lineup, good piece here, and he's not too expensive. Like if you don't like Machado, maybe a Drury guy instead is a better play. So I think for a decently cheap dollar, I'm going to play Brandon Drury.
Yeah, no issues with that. Kind of crazy he hit that grand slam his first at bat. Was this his first at bat?
It's so cool. I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy. I I don't mind that. And to be honest, like I think there's a pretty decent pitching option. Like I don't think I'm going to be spending like 10K on two pitchers tonight. So I do think like that does kind of consider value. So I'm fine with that. I was looking at Colton Wong for 3,400. I think it's a good matchup for the Brewers up against Duggar for the Reds, and the Reds bullpen isn't great anyways. But Wong's actually had decent power, like not someone that we've looked at in the past for power, but 220 ISO against righties this season. And I think the Brewers offense is in a good spot, and he's only 3,400. So I think you could even like you don't even need to play the Brewers. You could just like use him as a one off. I think is fine.
Yeah. We were talking about the gambling stuff today, and one of the picks of the day was the Brewers team total over 5. So getting a piece of that isn't bad at all.
Nice. I am in agreement with that. I've been playing the Brewers all week. Rowdy Telez has come through for me like so many times this season. I freaking love that guy.
Yeah, he is awesome. I'm sad the Blue Jays let him
Yeah, I
go,
was
but
gonna
happy to
say
see him playing well.
former Blue Jay. So,
Yeah, Blue Jays legend, people are saying.
oh yeah, was he popular? I'm always curious about that.
Yeah, he was popular. He just didn't really get the opportunity. So he was like it's like Alejandro Kirk. He's a funny guy to watch play baseball, and it's even better when they're good. So like fan favorites.
Yeah, I agree. Um, okay, outfielder. I think you could go a lot of ways here. I think if you're stacking, so like you want to play the Padres a little bit, like are you going to play Soto? Like I'm not saying that that's the guy you're going to choose for your expensive, but I'm just curious. Like, are you going to play Soto if you're playing Padres?
Yeah, I would for sure. Took I think there's two pitchers who are in decent spots to get wins. I don't think they're that great for tons of points, but again, if you're middle of the points, like 20 something from pitchers, I like two of them there. But yeah, if I'm stacking players right here, but there's two that I like, and again, it's in this game that I think is going to go over the Mets game. So I like Ronald Acuna Jr. because not really of a stats thing because he's been actually pretty horrible. Him and Teoscar Hernandez are two guys that I like. Teoscar's getting really hot as a guy who watches every single Blue Jays game. He just looks absolutely locked in at this point, and they moved him up to the 4-hole, which is more at bats and more opportunity, which is what we like here, more opportunities. Yeah, I just think Acuna struggled so far, but a guy who can one steal bases, score runs if he gets on at any point here. Taiwan Walker's been okay this season. Some high strikeout upside for Taiwan Walker, but yeah, just a good table setter here for the Braves. Ronald Acuna gets hot here. Home run yesterday. So don't let him hit another one today, or else we'll be laughing in the pay zone probably.
Yeah, I played him last night, and he did hit a home run. So I think Acuna is one of those guys I do think you could play every single night. I was in between a few guys here. I think I'm gonna go with Kyle Schwarber. He's 5,700 up
Right.
against Josiah Gray. Josiah Gray has been better the last like month or so. He started off really bad, and then he kind of turned it on. He changed up his pitch mix a little bit, but he's still allowing almost a 400 WOBA to lefties, 319 ISO to lefties. Kyle Schwarber has really good numbers against right-handed pitching this season. Gray throws a lot of fastballs. Um, Kyle Schwarber hits fastballs really well, and we talked a few times about BVP like on this podcast specific.
Yeah.
8 at bats in his career against Gray for Schwarber, one double, two home runs, 96 average exit velocity. So clearly he sees him well. He probably knows a fastball is going to be coming. And I specifically remember I played Schwarber against Gray earlier this season, and I think he hit two balls that were like it was like warning track. You know, it's like when you get the alert that like he barreled it up and like it was like a fly out and it's like on the warning track and it's super annoying. So I'll always remember that now because that happened. So I'm just gonna play him against Josiah Gray every time he sees him.
I think you might have hit a leadoff bomb against him too to kill one of the nerfies we had on our show that
Yeah, I
really
think
set
it
some
was the
people
game. I
off.
think it was
So
the next time after that. So this is gonna be. I think this is the third time this season that he's gonna see Josiah Gray too.
yeah, no, that's not doesn't seem great for Josiah Gray tonight. I'll say that. I
Yeah.
like Mookie Betts is I think really good spot here too, um, because he's hitting like 400 at home against lefties. A quarter of his hits against lefties this season are home runs, so a guy who can be good as well. But I tried to price it down a little bit here because I spent up at the infield position.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I think there's a really good value play at outfield. I'm gonna let you go first. I'm gonna see if we're on the same guy.
Is it Tyler Naquin?
It is not Tyler Naquin. That's not mine, anyways.
Nice. Okay, so what I wrote for Tyler Naquin, he crushes curveballs and changeups this season, and it just so happens that Ian Anderson throws those two pitches 53% of the time, 861 OPS and 365 WOBA against righties. So for only $100 over the minimum, I think this is a pretty easy play. I think he did hit 2 home runs yesterday, so which kind of sucks, but maybe he is just going to go hit 1,000 home runs in a row here for us, and we're for a guy who's that cheap. I think it's for me, I'm playing that in a game that I like a lot.
I have a I have this funny story about Tyler Naquin. I was at well, they used to be the Indians, Cleveland, obviously their baseball team. I was either like a senior in high school or it was right after high school, but it was back like when they were good. But they had Tyler Naquin. It was like the end of the season. He hit a. It was like a walk off. It was like an inside the park home run though, and it was the most. I was
Oh,
at the game. It was the most electric thing I have ever seen. So after this, anyone that's watching this or you like go on YouTube and just off inside the park home run. It was the craziest thing. One of the craziest things I've ever seen in person at a sporting event. It
was that when
was
he did like the rock
yeah,
on in the air after
yeah,
he
yeah,
scored
dude. That
too?
was like the most
Yeah.
electric thing I've ever seen in person, bro. It was legendary.
I almost want to say it was against the Blue Jays, but I don't
It might have
remember
been, to be honest with
because
you,
I
might have been.
because I've seen it so many times in my head. I know what you're talking about for
Yeah,
sure.
it might have been against the Blue Jays. I can't remember. It was definitely towards the end of the season, because they were trying to get in the playoffs. But my guy for value is Matt Carpenter. He's only 3,900. Little revenge spot against the St. Louis
Nice.
Cardinals and Dakota Hudson. But Dakota Hudson is he's okay in real life. He doesn't strike guys out. He's a ground ball pitcher, over 50% ground balls. Matt Carpenter has the highest fly ball rate in the Yankees lineup against righties this season, 55%. He's just been on fire since joining the Yankees team. He doesn't bat high in the order, or at least he's not projected to tonight. But he should have some RBI opportunities behind those guys. And 3,900, I think, is just too cheap for how he's been playing. So I think he's a really good play.
Yeah, I like that too. The Yankees crush right-handed pitching, so put them in there. I liked it too.
Yeah, I think the Yankees in general. I don't know
The,
where would you rank them overall for stacks on this slate though. I mean,
there's a lot of good ones.
yeah, there is.
Yeah, I don't know. I do like the Cardinal stack almost more because of how like you would pay up for the Arenado Goldschmidt type thing, but they crush lefties.
Yeah, they are good against left-handed
So
pitching.
good.
All
And
right.
the Naquin walk off was against the Blue Jays. I just checked. Knew
Yeah.
it.
Okay. Yeah. 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 I went to a couple. The Cleveland played the Blue Jays. I think like 2 years in a row in the playoffs. Back when they had like Bautista and stuff. I went to like a couple of those games. I remember.
That's awesome. The
Um,
glory days.
Yeah, it was like back when both teams were good. Well, the Blue Jays are good now. The Cleveland, not so much. I don't understand how they're
Yeah.
even in like the playoff race. I have no idea, but they are somehow.
It was kind of shocking with what we saw at the start of the season. Just that lineup. I was like, oh,
The
okay, here we
lineup's
go.
terrible. They don't even good. They have a good manager and like their division's bad. I think that's kind of what's keeping them in. Because like the White Sox have underwhelmed. The Twins like haven't been great after the first like month of the season.
Yeah, totally agree.
All right, let's move on to pitcher here. I think Robbie Ray. I swear, this guy pitches every Friday because we're always talking about Robbie Ray. I think he just is like he just pitches every Friday. I think for like a spend up, I think Dylan Cease like has to be the number one if you're gonna choose one of
For
these
sure.
guys. Yeah. Small sample
Yeah.
size. He's only has like 40 plate appearances against this Rangers active roster, but 248 expected WOBA allowed and 39% strikeouts. So they have not been able to touch him. Obviously, not a lot of people have been able to have success against him this season. So I think if you're spending up, he's the best option. I really like Kyle Gibson at 8K. I don't know.
Oh, me too.
Okay, good. So we're in agreement. But dude, 8K, Kyle Gibson, first of all, isn't even that bad. I think he's a solid pitcher, right? I don't think he's great. I don't think he's terrible, but he's definitely someone in fantasy you can use when he's in a good matchup. And this Washington lineup without, Soto, without Bell. I mean, who do they have that you're scared of, right? I mean, they they have like Luke Voigt. I mean,
I mean, Luke Voigt's not gonna. I do a no home run parlay every day, and he is in the parlay most days because he has good odds not to hit, or he has pretty low odds not to hit a home run. They just think he's going to hit home runs every game, apparently. So he's usually in the no home run parlay. So I agree with that. Luke Voigt will not hurt us tonight.
yeah, I
He's
mean
not allowed
that's
to.
like the one guy with power in that lineup, and he comes with a 30% strikeout rate, right? So I mean, it's not great. It's not a good lineup. If you look at just this season, their projected lineup has a 276 WOBA against right-handed pitching. It's horrific. I mean, it's not good. So
Their numbers with Soto and Bell in the lineup aren't even that good.
yeah,
The only reason they're half respectable is because of those two guys, and obviously they're gone. So I mean, Kyle Gibson pre All Star break 4.35 ERA, and then a 7 ERA post All Star break. I think it's a really good spot for a guy even just to get a win. He's not going to strike a ton of guys out, but you get points for him going deep into games, and I think that's what Kyle Gibson can be good at here and get us a win.
yeah. He should strike more guys out. I feel like he gets swings and misses. I don't know. I don't know. I think he might be one of those. I'd have to look it up. He might be one of those guys. He gets guys to like two strikes a lot and then just never finishes them off.
Yeah, yeah, that's tough to watch if you're betting on over strikeouts or you need him to do well in one of these contests.
Yeah, I don't know. I've gotten to the point in the season where like when I bet on stuff like that, like I bet if I know like if I bet like a total basis prop or something and I know they have one, I'll like tune into their at bats. But I've gotten to the point where I bet some of these guys, like I'm at this point in August now, I bet some of these guys I don't even watch, dude. Like I'll get
Oh
the alerts to
yeah.
my phone, but I'm not even watching the game because I just can't do it. It's too tempting.
Whenever I take the bases props, I put those players into my owner's box lineups because I think we have a decent enough notification system where I like to see if they hit a double and it's like, oh, they hit over bases. So that's nice to know.
Yeah, that is actually a great point. If you guys have never played on Owner's Box, they have the best notification system for your players. If you're playing on some of these other sites, you have to download separate apps to get like notifications from your lineups. This is not how this works. You put these guys in your lineup on Owner's Box, and if they do anything, you are getting notified. That is actually a great point. That is something that you guys do very well.
Yeah. So shout out to the devs for that. Good
Yeah.
work, fellas.
Yeah, that was one of the positives I told to Sandy off the rip. I was like, dude, I
Yeah.
like that I don't have to like download other apps to figure out how my team is doing.
You got a home run guy?
Yeah, so we're gonna end the podcast here. So you have one, I have one. Um, I'll let you go first, so I don't take who you want. So who is your home run pick for tonight?
I'm gonna go with Pete Alonso. I like choosing the guys that I want to do well here too, so it works out for us.
Perfect. I'm gonna take Kyle Schwarber. I'm
Yep.
also gonna bet. I bet Kyle Schwarber over 1.5 total bases last night. He had a single, and then their game got like rained out, and it wasn't even 5 innings. That was yeah, that didn't feel good. So I'm running it back. I'm gonna bet him over 1.5 total bases again tonight. I think he's gonna hit a home run. So that's my pick. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like the video, subscribe, head over to Owner's Box, go follow him. He's not in the office, so he doesn't have the little banner behind him like that one day when you had like the socials right behind you. But
Yeah.
follow him, Twitter, TikTok, all that good stuff. And we'll be back next Friday. We are going to be doing, I kind of was talking to Avery about it. We're going to be doing an NFL video for Owner's Box as well. That'll be coming out weekly. that season's rapidly approaching. I mean, it's what, like a month
It's
away at this point?
exciting.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
I
So,
did bet on the Hall of Fame game, which was nuts,
oh,
but I did it.
did you win your bet? Did you win your bet?
I did take the Raiders minus 2.5. Yes.
Yeah, that was a lock. I feel like. I mean, their coach is from here. I live like 10 minutes from the Hall of Fame. I don't know if you knew that. So it's
Oh,
very close.
that's awesome.
Yeah, their coach is from here, and I thought that was I thought the Raiders were a good bet. So I'm glad that you won that. But yeah,
Hopefully, a lot more of that coming soon.
yeah, hopefully, yeah, for sure. Never mad about that. But thank you guys for watching. We'll be back next Friday. Comment if you guys want. Comment your home run calls for tonight, and then we'll see if anyone can beat us in the comments, Avery. But thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys next Friday.